Major disruptions have hit municipal services across several Israeli districts today as the country's largest labor union, the Histadrut, has launched a general strike. This move is aimed at pressuring Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to finalize a deal to bring Israeli hostages back from Gaza. The strike was called on Sunday by Histadrut head Arnon Bar David following the tragic discovery of 6 hostages' bodies in a tunnel in southern Gaza. These hostages had been killed between 48 to 72 hours before their bodies were found by Israeli forces, according to health ministry estimates. The news of their deaths has deeply shocked the nation, sparking massive protests. Over 500,000 Israelis took to the streets in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv on Sunday to express their outrage. In response to the strike, Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich attempted to have it blocked by Israel's labor court. The court was scheduled to meet this morning, but the strike had already begun to affect multiple sectors. The disruption has been significant, with support from various employer groups, including those from manufacturing and the high-tech sector. At Ben Gurion Airport, Israel's main international air transport hub, some services were suspended, although incoming flights continued to land. Public transportation has also been hit hard, with bus and light rail services either cancelled or operating at reduced capacity. In addition, workers at the Haifa commercial port joined the strike, leading to further disruptions. Hospitals are operating only partially and banks across the country are closed. Despite this, many private sector businesses remain open, though employers are allowing staff to participate in the strike, leading to widespread service interruptions. The strikes are the latest in a series of protests by families of the hostages and highlight the growing divisions in Israel over Netanyahu's strategy for a ceasefire. Despite calls from his own defense minister, senior generals and intelligence officials, Netanyahu has insisted on maintaining a military presence in key areas on the Gaza Strip post-ceasefire. Meanwhile, Hamas has refused any Israeli presence in Gaza, and despite extensive diplomatic efforts by Egyptian and Qatari officials, along with repeated visits from senior US diplomats, there has been no breakthrough in negotiations to end the fighting and secure the hostages' release. Currently, Hamas still holds 101 hostages from the 253 seized during the attack on Israeli communities last October, which resulted in the deaths of 1,200 Israelis and foreigners. This has led to a severe and ongoing Israeli assault on Gaza, causing over 40,600 Palestinian casualties. The Israeli Defense Forces International spokesperson, Commander Nadav Shoshani, spoke about the recovery of the bodies of 6 hostages and said that they will not stop until every hostage is brought home.
Heavy heart that we share the news that the bodies of 6 Israeli hostages, who were all taken hostage alive by Hamas during the October 7th massacre and murdered in Hamas captivity, were recovered from inside a tunnel in Rafah and have been brought back to Israel. Hirsch Goldberg Poland, age 23, an Israeli-American citizen. Eden Yerushalmi, age 24. Ori Danino, age 25. Almog Sarusi, age 27. Alexander Lubanov, age 33 and a father of 2, were all abducted from the Nova Music Festival, and Carmel Gat, age 40, who was abducted from Be'eri on October 7th. Israeli security forces brought back their bodies to Israel for burial. At this stage, we assess that the hostages were murdered by Hamas terrorists shortly before our soldiers were able to reach them inside the tunnel in Rafah. Our hearts go out to the families at this difficult time. On October 7th, Hirsch, Eden, Ori, Almog, Alexander, and Carmel were dancing at a music festival, celebrating life, living their lives when thousands of Hamas terrorists invaded Israel, seeking their death. Hamas continues to hold 101 hostages, including women, children, and the elderly, in brutal conditions inside Gaza. We will not rest until we fulfill our mission of bringing all our hostages home, by all means possible.